I've made it through 4 weeks now of healing my gut and staying away from my allergies, drinking bone broth in the mornings and taking probiotics. I could be better at that. Sometimes I forget in the mornings. I have finally decided to give up on trying to have chocolate or maple syrup or honey. I've just been holding on to the hope that maybe it was something else that was giving me the problems, but I finally just accepted the fact that maple syrup comes from a tree and honey comes from pollen. I'm allergic to pollen, and chocolate comes from trees too. So I can't have any of those things. The weird thing is that honey and maple syrup was giving me like heartburn reactions. But I learned that there are, multiple kinds of histamine responses. One of them is obviously the IgE reactions, but there are also other reactions that happen in your throat and stomach, and they secrete stomach acid as a histamine reaction or something. So that might be why. So here's some videos I've been taking throughout the week of me trying to figure things out or difficulties that I'm going through. So here we go. I had some of my chocolate yesterday that I made with maple syrup and honey. I know that I can't have chocolate because it gives me, makes the roof of my mouth itch. I'm pretty sick today. Yesterday I had a bad headache going to bed and my throat started hurting, and today my throat hurts and I'm sniffling and sneezing a lot. So I'm gonna try to stay away from the chocolate for now. I took a Benadryl this morning to see if that'll help with my symptoms and my headache and my sore throat, and hopefully by the end of the day I'll feel a lot better. I have had a major breakthrough in the case. So I had a couple of friends reach out to me and tell me about something they were diagnosed with called mast cell activation syndrome. It's basically where your mast cells, which is what release histamine in an allergic reaction, they release too much histamine or they're activated too often. And so it's like your immune system is on high alert all the time. And a lot of the symptoms I get, flushing, which is where your face gets really red, like when you're embarrassed or something, or just for no reason at all. But I can also get very pale complexion. Like when I get sick or something, like my face just goes ghost white, or right before I'm about to faint. And it affects multiple body symptoms: digestive, mental issues, chronic pain, allergic reactions. Like I just have it all. And all of my symptoms are multi-level. Like they affect so many different parts of my body, all of my food allergies. So I was looking up some information to try to learn more about this. And I've already got an appointment with a different allergist or immunologist who works with mast cell activation syndrome. And that's next week. So I can't wait to pick his brain. I was looking up things about mast cell activation syndrome, and in the search bar, one of the related searches was mast cell activation syndrome diet. And I was thinking, oh wow, and there's a diet for this? So I went and clicked on that search option and came up with something saying along the lines of adopt a low histamine diet for mast cell activation syndrome. So I clicked on that and I found that it said that you need to avoid leftover foods. I don't know why. Cured meats, canned fish, pickled or fermented foods, which I have noticed that I get a little itchy mouth when I have sauerkraut, even though I'm technically not allergic to cabbage. Berries, I'm allergic to berries. Citrus, I'm allergic to citrus. Nuts, I'm allergic to nuts. Chocolate, dairy, I am not allergic to dairy, but I have lactose intolerance. Yeast, soy sauce, tomatoes, I'm allergic to tomatoes. Vinegar, I get an itchy mouth when I have something with vinegar in it. Oh my goodness, this is my diet. Like that's basically everything that I'm allergic to right there. So then I found an article, 12 tips of how to live with mast cell activation syndrome from the Hoffman Center. And one of them was adopting a low histamine diet, but another one was work on your gut health, which is what I'm doing. So maybe I could be able to fix this problem by improving my gut health. Maybe it'll cure my body of it. Well, okay, I probably can't cure myself because this disease does not have a known cure right now. But I could at least maybe help alleviate my symptoms. There's also something I found actually on Pinterest when I was looking up stuff about MCAS, is this thing called histamine intolerance. And that is where your body cannot break down your histamine because it doesn't have enough DAO, which is diamine oxidase, the thing that breaks down your histamine in your body. It displays very similar symptoms to that of food allergies, and also mast cell activation syndrome, but it has a few different, obviously, things. I guess that's where going and seeing an immunologist is beneficial because they can test your DAO enzymes in your body for histamine intolerance, or they test your tryptase, I think, levels for MCAS. I feel really good about this. I feel like maybe that really is what I have, and although that doesn't have a cure, like I set out to want to be able to cure myself of my food allergies. And then here I am, I could end up having a different thing, which is not really food allergies, but it is what it is. I hope to find out what is really wrong and hopefully be able to fix it. So it's springtime, and that means that there's going to be robin eggs at the stores, and I love robin eggs. They're like one of my most favorite candies of all time. But they've got corn syrup in them. I've been trying to not do sugar, so that's gonna be really hard. But I got some. I've been having just a little bit every day. As long as I'm taking my Singular, my Benadryl, and I'm having just a little bit at a time, it should be okay. But they're so good. Okay, I've made it through my 4th week of healing my gut, and last week I was okay. There was one day when I just decided I wanted to have pizza for dinner, and then the next day I had something else, but that was it. Let's see, at the end of this 4th week, I'd say I've done pretty good except for my robin eggs. I just had maybe a piece of toast with just butter this morning. But I think overall I've pretty much stayed clear of my allergies, all of them, which is what I want. I wanted to just slowly kind of get myself into it and get used to avoiding my food allergies because there are so many. I feel like I've gotten into a pretty good rhythm with all of my meals and getting to a really pretty good consistency. I pretty much eat the same thing for breakfast every morning and my night snack at night. And things are working out really well with my sun butter cookies and the rice rotis that I'm making and frying in bacon butter. Here's one of what my lunch looks like lately, just having olives and some cubed ham, steamed broccoli and cucumbers, and then some sun butter cookies for dessert, and that's it. Here's to another week, going on to week 5. Hopefully I can be able to say that I didn't have any of my food allergies.